Welcome back to Breakfast Television. A heart attack is a life-changing event, but after surviving one, patients want to return to a normal life, and that often includes a healthy sex life. But there's little research in this area, and that's where a new study at the University of Calgary comes in. So here to tell us all about it is Dr. Doreen Raby and researcher Selena Boothby. Good morning to you both.
Morning.
Well, why don't we start with you, Dr. Raby? So first of all, how life-changing is a heart attack for patients?
Well, it's a significant event in someone's life, and I think it makes people think, quite significantly about all of the activities they're doing to promote their health. And I think after they've had a heart attack, they think very, very seriously about what can I do to lead a healthier life going forward. The other thing that having a heart attack does is it really puts a crimp on people's activities immediately after an event. So a heart attack does lead to heart muscle damage, and people need some time to have that damage recover. And during that time of recovery, we do ask that people limit their physical activity. And one of the things that we're very explicit about is we do ask them to avoid sex until there's an indication that it's safe to resume activity. And usually that indication is their ability to walk 2 flights of stairs without any symptoms.
Oh, okay. So is that your general advice that you give people when they're discharged from hospital?
That's correct. So when they are in hospital, we go over a number of things that they should and shouldn't do in the immediate recovery period. And that is the specific advice we give about sex. And I think that the challenge that lies within that, and I think the issue that we have and the issue that sort of spurred on this research was that we think that advice, while accurate, is just insufficient to support people in their recovery. We know that sex is a very important part of people's lives, and when we talk to heart patients in particular, we know that when they can engage in a full and active sex life, they feel more vital, they have a higher quality of life, and they really, really appreciate that connection with their partner. And the advice that we give is about when to engage in sex, but we don't give enough information about how to do that safely, and how to make that part of the recovery enjoyable.
Enjoyable. Oh, interesting. Which brings us to your research, Selena, right?
Yes.
So tell us why you wanted to do this study.
So I've always kind of been interested in sexual health and cardiovascular health, and Dr. Raby has some experience within gender-related studies as well, so we thought that would segue well both of our interests into a study like this. And I think that there's just a lack of knowledge around people's experiences re-engaging in sexual activity after a heart event. And so that's what's really spurred.
What spurred this on? Okay, interesting. So tell us who you're looking for to participate in this study.
Yeah, so we've had a bit of interest from some male participants who have had a heart event and their partners who have come in for interviews for the study. But we are lacking in some of the female perspective. And so we're not too sure if this is because females are just not comfortable talking about this, or if we're just not accessing them properly. So that's what we're trying to engage the female perspective on this important topic.
Right. I wonder if it isn't what you and I have spoken about on the show before, Dr. Raby, with women and heart events. They're not totally comfortable talking about it, are they, in general?
Absolutely. So I think that there's a big silence when it comes to heart disease in women. And we've talked about where I think that women and women's roles in society are really complicated. They have a hard time putting their needs ahead of others. And I think when it comes to sexuality, that is a very, very personal thing. And I think that that's a barrier in general to people talking about sexuality in clinic. I think people perceive that that's it's very personal, and two, it may even be perceived as self-indulgent. And I think that what we hope that this research illuminates is that sexuality is a very, very important part of people's lives. It is an important aspect of having a good quality of life after a heart attack. It's absolutely okay to talk about it with your provider, and if you don't talk about it, you might be missing important information to help you navigate the changes that you might experience in your sex life after a heart attack.
Fascinating. Selena, so if someone says, okay, I want to participate in the study, how intimate are the questions? Like, what are they going to be asked?
Yeah, so they're actually not as intimate as you might expect. We're not going to ask you about any positions or anything like that. We're more so interested in your overall experience re-engaging in sex. So we ask about the importance that you place on sexual activity, any barriers or challenges that you may have faced re-engaging in sexual activity, some of the information that the healthcare system did provide to you around re-engaging, and then what information you would actually like to receive from the healthcare system when re-engaging.
Okay. So in your opinion then, why is this research so important?
I think it's important because people are living longer with heart disease than ever before. And so an important part, as Dr. Rabi alluded to, an important part of that is quality of life. And I would argue that sexual health is a really important aspect of quality of life. And so we want to learn more about the experience re-engaging in sexual activity.
Wonderful. Okay, so if people want to participate, how can they get a hold of you?
For sure. So they can either email me at heartstudy@ucalgary.ca or give me a call at 403-464-5584.
Terrific. Thank you both so much for being here. This is great information, and good luck with the research. Come back and tell us what you find.